Long ago, there was a kingdom and it has a strange tradition. Every person who entered its gate, whether a farmer, merchant, soldier, or traveler, they had to answer one question before entering. What is the one thing that changed the world? The king had been asking this question for more than 40 years. People said money, power, love, war, and few wise people said knowledge. Every answer was carefully written and placed in the king's library. Over the years, the library became the largest library, filled with thousands of answers. Despite all those answers, the king remained unfulfilled, unsatisfied. He had wealth, he had power, he had an entire kingdom, but he still don't know what actually changed the world. One rainy evening, just before sunset, an old traveler arrived. He had no sword, no horse, no kingdom. The guard asked him the question, what is the one thing that can change the world? And the old traveler smiled and looked at the guard and gently and calmly said, an idea. The guard actually laughed. How can an idea change the world? While it was happening, the entire scenario actually spread the entire palace. The king himself ordered the old man to brought in front of him. The king asks, hey old man, like I have spent my entire life searching for this particular answer. How can an idea change the world? Your majesty, old traveler said, once there were people who feared fire. The room fell silent. Then people feared wheel, then books, crossing the oceans, machines. Every single time, humanity divided itself into two groups. Those who feared the future and these people who are curious enough to meet the future. For the first time, the king had no answer. The old traveler turned back and said one final thing. Every generation receives an idea that knocks on its door. Some generation ignore it, some fear it, and few choose to build their future with it. Year passed and the king grew old. He sat alone in the library. He finally understood the world is not changed by kings, nor by armies, not by gold. The world actually changed by ideas, by the people who are courageous enough to embrace them. An idea, not only random one, a creative one. And I believe artificial intelligence, AI, is one of them. Let's understand the science part of it. So the history of human progress is like this. For thousands of years, humanity has been asking the same question. How can we do more with less? Every revolution has been our attempt to answer that question. The internet amplify our knowledge, communication, connection, machine amplify our productivity, agriculture amplified production, and now this AI revolution. Yes, it is a revolution and we are at the doorstep of this new AI revolution. Today, a person sitting in a small room with a smartphone and access to internet have more information than kings had few years ago or hundreds of years ago. For the first time in history, knowledge is not actually restricted by the geography. Once again, humanity is about to receive something priceless. A task once took 10 people to do. For an example, if somebody wanted to create a very detailed report like 50 page or like 100 pages of report with graphs and data points and database, in simple term visualization and text, it could take like 1 month or maybe more than 3 months. A task that once took 10 people now could done by only 1 people. Forget about people, 1 people and 1 machine. That's it. Thousands of years ago, we were hunter-gatherers, right? Let's first understand the context, then we will going to understand it. So thousands of years ago, we were hunter-gatherer. We were actually looking for food. We were going for hunt, looking for a meal that can actually help us to survive. We were exploring, and it took plenty of years to come to a revolution called agriculture revolution, where people and civilization now understand it's alright. Wait a second, we don't have to be a hunter-gatherer anymore. We don't have to just go here and there and just fight ourselves to all those wild animals. We can actually do farming and we don't have to depend on these wild animals in order to survive our life, in order to fulfill our, tummy or belly. The agriculture revolution give us the time. For the first time in history, we don't have to spend hours to just find food. After that agriculture revolution, it took many more years to come to industrial revolution, and it is another great shift, because when we were in agriculture revolution, we have to do everything by labor work. Yeah, it has its own advantages, right? But every revolution come with a loophole that can be solved by another revolution, and that's where industrial revolution came. It actually create machines, and that actually help us to do more physical work, to help us support in the labor work. These machines could actually enhance our productivity and yield so much than agricultural revolution. That industrial revolution we witnessed the internet revolution, 2008.com, and like everybody remember everything, right? The internet revolution, which actually enhanced us and help us in so many ways. The internet revolution help us to connect with people, enhance the communication, enhance the productivity. Not only that, knowledge is now democratized. It's actually not restricted to one particular center or one particular point. And now it's time for a new revolution that we all are witnessing, which is AI revolution. But first we have to understand the psychology of change. When something happen, when some change appear, what is the human state? If humans and humanity has gone through so many revolutions before, then we have to ask one fundamental question: why we still fear of change? The answer lied inside our head actually. You see, the brain actually didn't design for thrive in future. It actually designed to live in the present moment. For thousands of years, uncertainty often meant danger, right? And every revolution comes with uncertainty. And when uncertainty is there, we feel, okay, there is some kind of a danger. A strange sound in the forest, okay, there is some kind of a danger. An unfamiliar face, a strange people, we got a little bit, alert. A path that you have never walked before, danger, right? Because all these things contain uncertainty. And when uncertainty arises, our brain only asks one question. It didn't understand anything at all. Whatever things that you want to explain to the brain through logic, it will not going to understand. It will only ask one thing: am I safe or not? Neuroscientists actually have a name for this: the brain alarm system. When the amygdala actually get triggered, the amygdala's job is to actually make you feel alive, keep you alive. And the interesting thing about the amygdala, it cannot tell the difference between an uncertainty that is created by tiger in a forest and an uncertainty that is created in a corporate office. Your brain only feel one thing: threatened. Something is going on. We have to be very cautious. Okay, let's pull back. This particular feeling only came from the amygdala, because that's why some people, when they heard the word AI or artificial intelligence, they immediately think, will I lose my job? Will machines replace us? What if I became irrelevant? But this isn't the actual story of AI. The entire thing that I am telling you, it's about you. It's a story about being human, about you, about humans. The fundamental truth here is, we don't fear change, we fear uncertainty. For an example, in India, when digital transformation was booming, when the government introduced the online payment system, it was a change. Now what we are doing is, we are paying to the other people not through cash but through an online transaction. It was a change, and we didn't fear that at all, and we use it, we embrace it. But when we feel fear, when we are uncertain, okay, I don't know what will going to happen, I don't know, the path is not clear, where to go, everything is feeling blank, that is a situation called uncertainty. And uncertainty triggered the amygdala alarm system, which actually designed to make you alive. Ask the fundamental question: am I safe or not? And that fear factor actually protect you, right, from something. But the core principle is curiosity help you to move forward. Okay, let's come to the practical part of it. The first thing we have to understand: don't panic. Every revolution feels big because every every revolutions come with an uncertainty. We don't know how we will going to use it. We are just very new to that particular technology or the process. We don't know what will be the outcome. We don't know how can that particular machine, that particular technology, that particular system can actually help us. We don't know the future, and that's why we feel uncertain and fear, and that lead us to panic. For example, when printing press come, there were two side of people. Same with electricity, internet, and so on, and now it is with AI. So the core principle is don't fear, because when you start to feel fear, you actually kind of restrict yourself, because fear actually triggered amygdala, and amygdala's only job is to protect yourself, to restrict yourself, to stop yourself. Rather, pay attention, ask question, how can I learn this? What is this? Teach me, I want to understand it. So instead of restricting yourself, try to understand it, try to put your attention into it, and that particular thing only come when you stay curious. So the lesson number 2 is stay curious all the time, because curiosity actually develop a characteristic where you don't hold yourself, where you try to understand that particular thing. It help you to learn the new thing, to adapt. When you are more curious about something, then you start to understand, and when you start to understand, then you start to use it, and when you are using it, there is nothing to fear about it. It is curiosity that lead to moon landing. Why we are going to moon? Because we are curious enough, that's it. There is no use case of it yet. We are just going to the moon because we want to know the entire universe and so on and so forth. Ships, we were very curious enough what is in the entire earth, and that's why we built ship to cross the ocean and to see what is the next island, what's actually inside it. We explore it because of curiosity. Ask, what can I do with AI? And before that, ask this particular thing, what is it? How can it help me? How can it make me better person? How can it make me 10x? It is a little bit exaggerated. How can it make me more productive and more enhanced? The fundamental truth is that the future belongs to curious people, and when you are curious enough, then you start to see the possibility. And the third lesson is that see the possibility. The world is very huge, the sky is the limit, and there are a lot of possibilities. And I know that every revolution create noise, from the agricultural to this information, or I should say internet revolution. There are two sides of people, the noisy one and the curious one, and we have to be in the middle. Everyone argues, this is good, this is bad, this is that, so on and so forth. Noise is everywhere. The first thing is shut the noise and ask yourself, what is possible out there? What is the possibility? What is something that is possible right now, like at this very moment, with this tool or with this revolution that I can do? People who were at that agricultural revolution and they see the possibility, they cultivated the entire civilization, industrialization. People who were curious enough and who are seeing the possibility of that revolution created the mass production, internet, communication, connection. And now AI ask, what can I build with it? What can I solve? What can I create? How it can help me? Break down your task into step-by-step progression and try to figure out how this revolution, this tool, this technology can help me in each step.